क्यों इतना बड़ा बोलता है?
हेलो हेलो विराट कोहली। विराट कोहली के बारे में अगर कुछ भी बोल दिया, कहीं ना कहीं से उठा के ऐसा ऐसा मीम पेज का पेज पोस्ट शेयर करेगा जिसमें वो उसको अवॉइड कर रहा होगा। देख भाई, ये गलत न्यूज है, तू गलत फैला रहा है। फ्लोरी ने
उसके पास अवेलेबल होता है ऑलरेडी।
हाँ, अपनी आईडी पे विराट कोहली लिख के रखा है, उसको मेंशन किया है।
वाह भाई, जबरदस्त है।
विराट कोहली का मैच देखने जाता है, आरसीबी का टी शर्ट। हाँ,
स्टेडियम।
अगर ट्रेन में टिकट नहीं मिलेगी,
हाँ।
उसमें क्या बोलते हैं, डोरमेट क्या होता है वो, टॉयलेट के पास खड़े होके जाएगा। दिस वाज नॉट क्वाइट टू बी अ नाइट ऑफ अराइवल फॉर which beloved of Xavi Alonso for their work together at Bayer Leverkusen. Even if Wits and the Renzi agent sometimes ballistic, Hugo positive. For all Wits' admirable work, it was Bradley who said, spread the Trent treatment despite his Manchester United connections, and 30 seconds after Alexander Arnold's arrival, he brought the cup to Shang by squeezing Vinicius out once again. It has not been a straightforward season for Bradley. He has jostled with Jeremy Frimpong and earlier Sejo Vesali for his place, and amid a sense that in that position, smothering the world's best winger and helping to fuel a dynamic, encouragingly balanced all-round display with his incursions upfield was a useful way to stake him claim. Real not felt obliged to sculpt off with tells between legs. Only one right back had really mattered in the previous 90 minutes and perhaps pointed the way to resumption of slots full throttle service. Australia, the lineup for the Perth Test appears to be locked in after a question at the top of the order was unanswered and the dominoes trembled for further down. In the end, there are very few surprises. Even the most foregone conclusion of an SH squad will still create weeks of suspicion one way or another, but answering one question at the top of the order has knocked over the other unresolved ones, tripping like dominoes as we make our way down the list, bearing injury. The only new player in the eventual will be Jack Weatherheld, 31-year-old Northern Territorian who in cricketing terms became a South Australian and then a Tasmanian, earning his place over several seasons of unflashy consistency and a willingness to counter-attack. Weatherheld would not have made the squad if he were not Green and Babster both being in the squad means that the match march flight of fancy is formally over, with the white ball captain not getting late call up despite crushing runs in the shorter formats. He could have belted a few at 6, but the idea of Mars doing a 2023 George Valley has been ordered quashed by 25 George mishap decide the only thing that could change any of this. After a couple of matches would be the returns of Khwaja as the other opening bat. Some Broski judges of the some game watching from the stand during this year's Commerce squad now painted on a line that for the past 2 years has looked to have some justification against proper pace. Now Khwaja might have to face not for the past 2 years out of the fastest England bowlers on records of Archer, Mark Wood have between them sent records began 2006, and while both have had so many injuries that you can't assume their availability in a fortnight, they may both line up at Perth hoping for a quick bouncy track. Khwaja track takes great satisfaction from defying perceived criticism, and he might respond with a deafening score in the first two tests. But if he collects for low ones in Perth and Brisbane, he might not make it Adelaide. Of the rest of the squad, Josh Inglis is the reserve wicketkeeper behind Alex Carey and the reserve bat behind everybody.
ଭୁଲ କାମଟା କରୁଛୁ କି ଲାଗି ହେଉଛ କହିଲ କହିବି ପିଟିକି ଖେଦ କହିବି ନା କି
सपने सुहाने